Today, we're going to be continuing the Printed Better series, or whatever the hell I'm going to call it, where I printed new fan shrouds for my MakerFarm i3v 12 inch, not foot. That'd be a huge printer. I'd love to have it, but not yet. Anyway, I have a method that I used to test cooling. I'm actually going to expand it a little bit for this video to try and take up a little bit more effective time, so we're not just watching one tower, the next tower, the next tower, the next tower. And I'll explain that method now. Nope, wrong page. Nope, wrong page. Here we go. So, these are PLA cooling towers made by Walter. I'm going to have a link in the thing because this is really cool and it's a really effective tool and I've used them before. But this is a make by someone else, by I don't know, whatever, something like that. And as you can see with fan speed, oh, here, let me, used to be able to read it. This says fan speed anyway. And at 0% cooling fan speed, so with no active cooling, the base starts off okay, could look better, and you get like halfway up the fillet for the neck, and then the layers just kind of turn to mush and look like total shit. The reason for this is because each layer needs to cool down a bit. It doesn't need to cool all the way, because then your print adhesion layer to layer would kind of falter. But it needs to cool enough that you can build the next layer okay on top of it. And if you've seen some of my prints before, when I get into narrower parts like this, it'll jam or do shitty things because it's not cooling properly. This one's 30, as I'm sure you've already seen. And as you can see, nice, beautiful, uniform layers. And from what I'm looking at, just at this picture, with this guy's printer, I don't know what printer he has, at 0.2 layer height, we're going to go to 0.3 because I'm going to try and push this to the limit. There is no difference between 30, 60, and 90, which makes me think that his cooling isn't that great, because at 90% with mine, I'm pretty sure that it's just going to freeze everything, because my fan is way too powerful. Fans are way too powerful. But hit is at 0.2 with 30 millimeters a second at the temperature I'm going to be using. I'm going to be doing 0.3 at 60, and I'm going to program the basic file to have no active cooling at any point. So the first should look something like this, if not worse. And then I'll manually turn the fans on to create the cooling environment that I want. And I'll probably do 4 towers just like this guy did with, I'm going to do none, 25, 50, and 75%. Maybe I'll do one with 100%, but I think 75 is going to be the limit with these fans. Other than that, I'll kind of show you the specs. Here it is on the build platform. Layer height of 3, shell thickness is going to be... The reason I do a high shell thickness is because I want to lay down a good amount of plastic. That might actually just be solid, so we'll see. Print speed, 60, like I said. Infill density, let's do like 15. I kind of want some wobble in this. Come on. Come on. Still 7. As you can see, I'm using 1.75 millimeter filament, 100% flow rate. I actually want to do a video of me playing around with this, but I don't think it'll be that interesting. Retraction, I'm not going to change. I finally got that to work properly. Everything looks good except for this one. We're going to do minimal cooling layer time of 0.5 seconds. Fan speed minimum. Oh, shit. 0. Fan speed maximum. 75. Cooling speed, minimum speed. Oh, yeah, that's... when you do minimal layer time, this is as slow as your printer will go to try and match that. And if it still doesn't match that, it'll just wait the amount of time you need and then go to the next layer. So we'll just go ahead and do that. So that's what... Okay, so Now it's at 5 minutes because I changed the minimal. Actually, can I just do 0? What happens when I do 0? This ought to be interesting. Still 5. Alright, so we're going to take this file, put it on one of these SD cards, and we'll take it to the printer. So here we have the new setup. As you can see, it actually does look somewhat professional, which is surprising because I did it. Here was the modification I was talking about. As you can see, it used to stick out a lot farther. And this way, it's a lot more angled down across the print head. That's the reason I don't want to run these at full speed, because I'm pretty sure I would actually freeze the print head or make it cool enough to the point where plastic would no longer extrude and I'd get a jam. Now the... Whoop, let's do this quick. No, that's terrible. Anyway, now the hot end cooling fan is always on. As the second it gets powered on, it's actually powered off the same relay that provides power to the hot end. So as long as the hot end works, the fan will work, which is good enough, unless the fan like blows out, which has happened before, but I don't think it'll happen again because it was my fault when it happened. The cooling fans are run off of the controller that used to run this fan, so I'll be able to control these by manually or in the print software, like I showed you earlier in Cura, where I changed the cooling settings to make it so it didn't cool at all, just for the first print. Other than that, really what you're seeing is 5 days worth of effort where I fucked up 3 or 4 times. Quick show you that I actually made this thicker, like I pulled it away from the body more. And the reason I did that is I was getting so much air over the hot end at max speed that I just backed it off a little bit. And this way I'm not drilling all the way into the body with these screws. I don't have enough, as you can see I only put 2 screws in for the side fans. I actually don't have enough to use this as the holder into this, so I just use longer screws and back this off. Alright. Let's get printing. Now, from left to right, as you can see, there's hardly any change. This was with no fan, this was 25%, this was 50%, and this is the one I didn't even film. This was 100% on those fans. And as you can see, the 100% one, let's try and get a little bit better focus here. The 100% one was like really doing a lot better than the other ones until about here, and then it had the same problem. So what that's telling me is those fans are definitely powerful enough to cool, but they're not directed enough, so I'm going to have to go ahead and make some sort of fan duct. That comes from inside and then kind of like, here, let's do it from down here. Okay, need some sort of fan duct in here that'll just take this and bring it right down across the nozzle instead of like a wide area of spray, just this tiny forced little thing that'll come in right about here and come down. So I guess that'll be the next episode, because that's going to take a day or two to make and test and make sure they fit right. So once again, didn't finish it in this video. I'll see you in the next one. So it seems once again I leave this project unfinished to the YouTube world. Don't know when I'm actually going to be able to model and attach and test those new attachments that I have to make my fans work. But when they get on YouTube, they get on YouTube. So, guess I'll see you guys then. If you like this video, like it. If you dislike it, dislike it. Leave a comment in the description, or leave a comment in the comments why you liked it or disliked it. If you like my style of video, check out my other fucking videos. I have a lot of them. I think this is going to be 23 or 24, so most of them are good. Some of them are really bad, but that's what happens on YouTube, so don't worry about it. And if you end up really liking, or you already really like my content, please hit the subscribe button. That one. Or the one that's down there. Actually, I think it's like right there. That one. Like, click it. Right there. Helps me a lot. Gives me a lot more encouragement to do these videos every time I see someone subscribe and I can tell that they like my videos, so what the hell? Click the button. Or don't click the button. I really don't care. Anyway, have a nice day. Or night. Or morning.